ṣe jẹ́jẹ́. Síbi tí ẹ ládàlẹ̀ ayé, kò má ṣẹ̀dá tó mọ̀ ọ́la. Ó jẹ́ ṣe jẹ́jẹ́ ọ̀rẹ́ mi o, ayé gbẹ̀gẹ́. Inú ẹni ṣàlámọ̀, a ò mẹ́ni tó fẹ́ ni. Ká ṣe bí ẹni kú, káwọ́ ẹni tí ó ṣe dàrú ẹni. Ṣàṣà ènìyàn nífẹ̀ẹ́ ní lẹ́yìn, tẹrú tọmọ nífẹ̀ẹ́ ní lójú ẹni. Ọmọ aráyé abániwọ̀nrọ̀ pa orí dání wọn. Ayé ò fẹ́ ní ìfọ̀rọ̀, orí ẹni ní pẹ́ kó yẹ ni. You gotta be strong cause the world is a battlefield. Odò láyé ó gbé ní lọ, bá ò bá mọ̀ wẹ̀. Má ṣe làlà òtọ́ láì bá dé. Tread softly, dákun ṣe jẹ́jẹ́. Ilé ayé ogun ni ó gbọ̀gbọ́n. Ẹ̀sọ̀ pẹ̀lẹ́ láyé gbà rẹ̀, ẹ jẹ́ ká má ṣe jẹ́jẹ́. Kíbi tí ẹ ládàlẹ̀ ayé, kò má ṣẹ̀dá tó mọ̀ ọ́la. Ó jẹ́ ṣe jẹ́jẹ́ ọ̀rẹ́ mi o, ayé gbẹ̀gẹ́. Inú ẹni ṣàlámọ̀, a ò mẹ́ni tó fẹ́ ni. Ṣé rántí a ò mẹ́rin ìjọba ẹ̀wẹ̀kú ẹ̀wẹ̀lẹ̀. Àwọn lọ́tẹ̀ ni wọ́n dìde wọn lájànà kó lè rínú gbọ́gbé. Àṣenìtàn bá ní ìdàrú ṣálọ̀ máa ráyé. Àwọ̀ fẹ́lẹ́ bòónù kò já àríkùn wá ṣe bí. You gotta be wise to survive and keep your sanity. Ọjà ọ̀dájú ní ilé ayé, o ní láti mọ̀ ọ́n rà. Àyàgbé ọ̀gẹ̀gẹ̀ tó bá ti lówó, ọ̀yàn òun ló wà lọ́jọ́ ogún dé. Ọwọ́ epo láyé ńlá, wọ́n kì í lọ jẹ̀jẹ̀. Ara lámọ̀ á ò mọ́nú, ẹni ayé yẹ kó rọra ṣe. Ṣọ́ra, ṣọ́ra. Pọ́sọ̀ fura, pọ́sọ̀ fi jẹ́ sí iná. Ẹ̀sọ̀ pẹ̀lẹ́ láyé gbà rẹ̀, ẹ jẹ́ ká má ṣe jẹ́jẹ́ o. Tíbi tí ẹ ládàlẹ̀ ayé, kò má ṣẹ̀dá tó mọ̀ ọ́la. Ó jẹ́ ṣe jẹ́jẹ́ ọ̀rẹ́ mi o, ayé gbẹ̀gẹ́ o. Inú ẹni ṣàlámọ̀, a ò mẹ́ni tó fẹ́ ni. Ẹ̀sọ̀ pẹ̀lẹ́ láyé gbà rẹ̀, ẹ jẹ́ ká má ṣe jẹ́jẹ́. Tíbi tí ẹ ládàlẹ̀ ayé, kò má ṣẹ̀dá tó mọ̀ ọ́la. Ilẹ̀kùn bá jẹ́ ṣe jẹ́jẹ́ ọ̀rẹ́ mi o, ayé gbẹ̀gẹ́. Inú ẹni ṣàlámọ̀, a ò mẹ́ni tó fẹ́ ni. Ẹ̀sọ̀ pẹ̀lẹ́ láyé gbà rẹ̀, ẹ jẹ́ ká má ṣe jẹ́jẹ́. Ọ̀rẹ́ mi ṣòwò tí a ládàlẹ̀ ayé, àgbà tó ti sí tó mọ̀ ọ́la yòókù lọ́gbọ́n. Ó jẹ́ ṣe jẹ́jẹ́ ọ̀rẹ́ mi o, ayé gbẹ̀gẹ́. Inú ẹni ṣàlámọ̀, a ò mẹ́ni tó fẹ́ ni. Ẹ̀sọ̀ pẹ̀lẹ́ láyé gbà rẹ̀, ẹ jẹ́ ká má ṣe jẹ́jẹ́. Ikú pàlàmù tí ọ̀rọ̀ yẹ lọ́lọ́gbà ògiri àgbẹ̀lẹ̀ tó wọ́n ti fi gbogbo bàjọ́ ìmọ́lẹ̀. Ó jẹ́ ṣe jẹ́jẹ́ ọ̀rẹ́ mi o, ayé gbẹ̀gẹ́. Inú ẹni ṣàlámọ̀.
Good evening, my people. It's a pleasure to welcome you to another special edition of the Jagbajantis Show. Thank you very much for joining me tonight. Wherever you are listening from, I welcome you specially. And for those who will be listening to the show after the live broadcast, I also greet you specially. Thank you for always joining me on this platform to discuss interesting issues. Um, we will be doing the same tonight, and it promises to be another interesting and um, eye-opening experience. Um, let me see where my people are connecting from already. Let me see those who are already on the platform. Ẹ̀gbọ́n mu kí yẹn kálẹ̀ o. To be honest, I wasn't even expecting you. So it's a huge surprise that you are still able to join. Thank you for joining me tonight, and I hope you will enjoy it until you are able to excuse yourself. Right. Mo kí yín ìyá mi o, èèyàn yìí. Ọ̀làǹrẹ̀wájú Fátọ́ba ẹ kálẹ́ o, ṣé wà dáadáa? Ẹ kú àtàárọ̀ o, ẹ dẹ̀ kú ọ̀rọ̀ ìlú. Èdùmàrè á fi ara tu gbogbo wa o. Thank you for always joining me on this platform. Please help me, just spread the word. Help me share the show on your platform. Help me invite somebody. Help me put it on your story. Let me send the links out for people to connect. What we will be doing tonight is is majorly a continuation of the discussion we had last week. But this time around, I have come to you with feedbacks that I received regarding the discussion we had last week in the course of the week. Ó dà pé ọ̀rọ̀ yẹn ò tẹ́ àwọn èèyàn lọ́rùn. But I'm not a person to shy away from listening to other people's point of view. No, I'm always open for it. That is how you can balance opinion. That's how you can balance issues. You need to see things from, different perspectives. So I think it is my duty, and I also, hold everyone that duty to come back with feedbacks that I received during the week. I would have loved it if those people had, made this contribution while on the show, rather than getting back to me privately and then I have to come back and host another show, to discuss that. That's why I encourage people to get busy on the comment section. That's why I put out the links for people to join me in the studio if you would want to, contribute. I'm very, very open to people, contributing. I'm very, very open. To be honest, I don't want to be the only one just running the show and just talking to everyone. I like people to, contribute too. I know you do contribute, but sometimes people rather get in touch with me privately during the week and, refer to the show, and then we will talk and talk and talk and talk and talk. Kò bá dáa ká máa gbé wá sí orí show nbí so that everybody can listen at the same time and learn. It's all about learning. It's all about learning. That's what we do here. It's not anyone showing off, and you don't have to feel like you won't be right, or people will judge you. No, nobody's going to judge you. We don't judge people here. I don't judge people. You know, I don't judge people. I'm very, very accommodating, very open minded. People meet me for all kind of issues. People, say all kind of things to me, and I don't judge them. I've learned to understand that life is not just that simple and straightforward. It's complicated. We're complicated beings, and so we will be different. We will act differently. We will think differently because you know we have all been brought up differently. We've been exposed to different experiences in life. So I don't expect us to think, feel, live, and do everything in the same way. It won't be possible. And I am not the type that feels I'm holier than some other people and then try to talk you down or judge you or whatever or condemn you. No, I don't do that. I respect everyone's uniqueness, everyone's differences. I respect it. It adds color to life, you know. And that's why I'm always happy. Tó bá gbé mi wo àwọn kọ̀rọ̀ ayé kan, tó bá gbé mi wo àwọn level kan tí mi ti worry. It opened my mind, it opens my perspective, it opens, me to like, so nǹkan báyìí tó ń ṣẹlẹ̀, okay. And then I add that to my life experience. So please feel free to share your thought on the show so that every one of us can learn at the same time. If you want to call in rather than type, maybe typing might be too, stressful for you. Please, the link is there. Just click on the link. I'll be putting the link out again tonight. Because tonight I will do less talking. Things that were said to me are the things I'm bringing back to you tonight. And I want you to get to talk back to me. Nǹkan tẹ́ni sọ rèé o, nǹkan téèyàn kan sọ rèé o, nǹkan téèyàn kan sọ rèé o. Kí lẹ rí sí i? So tonight, if you want it to be boring, then it will be boring because I'll do less talking. Personally, I have shared with you what I feel about the discussion. And some people felt differently. It's all good. And to be honest, some of the points they made to me, they seem valid. I tend to reason along with some of the things they said. And so that's why I thought, what, it's worth bringing this thing back and sharing it on the platform to balance things up. Can go and then talk back to me? Kí lẹ rí sí? Ṣé n tẹ́ni yẹn sọ ṣó make sense? Do you feel the same? Are they justified by their thinking or whatever? But overall, my position is still clear. In my discussion last week, I never said you shouldn't take revenge. All I did was to paint a clear picture of revenge as I see it to everyone. Ultimately, the choice is still yours. And remember, like I say on this show all the time, you are free to choose. You are free to choose to do anything you want to do. But you are not free from the consequences of your choice. Do whatever you want to do. Make your choice. Take your position, take your stand on any issue. But you can't hide from the consequence of your choice. That position will never change on my part. And even as life itself is concerned. So if some of the things you will hear tonight, you feel yes, this one matches my thought, please, it's all well and good. And if you think no, you feel differently, you won't toe that path or that line. Yes, you also are right, you know. But whatever you do, understand that life has its way of balancing things out. And that is what we call karma. That is what we refer to as the sun. So everything you do, you open a karma account for yourself, whether good, whether bad. The understanding of karma many of us have is bad, bad, bad. No, karma simply means, you know, um, consequence for action. That's what karma simply means. A son. So when you do good, the universe will balance it out for you, and good will come your way. You do bad, if to balance it out for you, bad will come your way. And my position last week was, if you've been hurt, as human, we have that inclination to, you know, take our own pound of the flesh. There's nothing bad in that. Technically, you're balancing out the karma of that person who hurt you. But at the same time, you are opening for yourself also a karma account. Because now you have changed position from being the victim. You are now someone inflicting hurt on another person. And that is how the cycle would continue. If the person also revenge again, you do again, you do again, you do again. It continues like that, you know. So that was the picture I painted last week. But tonight, I'm bringing to you feedbacks that I received in the course of the week. And they are majorly, I will concentrate majorly on people who felt that revenge is a must. Revenge, in fact, I say revenge is sweet, you know. So that is what my focus will be on tonight. I'll be putting out the link for you to please click on if you want to join me in the studio. And just one moment. I hope I'm trying to find. Oh yes, just one moment. I'm trying to put out the link for anyone that wants to join me in the studio tonight to contribute. What's going on? My friend. All right. So that is the link. Please feel free to click on that link to make your contribution. You just join me in the studio. It's very simple to do. Mukia Webum, Omo Yami Show. Thank you for connecting tonight. Alàgbà èèyàn pàtàkì mo ní lórí ètò lálẹ́ yìí o. Mr. Deniyi A. Adeyemi, mo kí yín púpọ̀ púpọ̀. Thank you very much for joining me tonight. It's a pleasure to have you on the show. Ẹ máa fẹ̀mí bá wa ká lọ. Right, so the discussion is that. Okay. So where do I start from? Let me start from because I've tried to, put the feedbacks into blocks, and the first block says, life is not that simple, and life is not just straightforward the way I try to paint it, that we are all different, we feel different, and some people feel, you give me this, you get that back, and that's who they are. And then that revenge is not as nasty as I made it sound like, because it is our responsibility. That's how the person puts it. It is our responsibility to take revenge on nasty people or systems for us to have a healthy society. That it is our moral duty to retaliate against nasty, unjust people, rather than waiting on the natural justice, which really might not come. So that person says, for us to put a stop to nasty people getting bolder and bolder and bolder, and creating an unhealthy society for us, we should avenge and then leave the next world to God. But in this world, we should avenge against nasty people so that we can save our society. So what we should, however, take note of is that we should do this within the boundaries of the law. That is the one that is important. Now, my question now is, how do you take revenge on someone and you are still on the side of the law? So as I'm putting out this questions, please, I would like you to be getting busy with in the comment section, or or be gathering your thought to know how to respond to some of these issues. So if we have to revenge so that we can put a stop to this recklessness of these nasty people, to bring sanity to our society? How do we do this and still stay on the side of the law? I wish there are legal practitioners on the platform or listening to me tonight who will be able to enlighten us. I understand self-defense, but is self-defense the same thing as revenge? Is self-defense the same thing as revenge? Because if we look at revenge, the act has already been carried out successfully. And it's you now, maybe after some thought, making move to, give it back to the person. Whereas self-defense is, on the spot. Somebody breaks into your home, trying to steal your stuff, and then they need sledgehammer and beacon, or the formal lorry. That is self-defense because you think, oh, your life is at risk. If this person don't, if you don't, quickly demobilize this person, then you might end up dead. That is self-defense. So, how do we take revenge and still be on the side of the law? That is one point that I want you to please get back to me on. Remember, I said tonight is going to be more of you talking because I've said all I have to say on this topic last week, but the feedbacks I got during the week is what I'm putting back to you now. My sister, Ekaleo, my sister Dayo Lorimokin Pupo. Thank you for joining me tonight. I know you just came in, or maybe you've been listening, you just dropped your comment. So what I'm saying basically is from the discussion last week, I got some feedbacks, and majorly they are about people who feel revenge is important. You have to revenge. You have to revenge. That life is not just as straightforward as I have painted it. And so some of the things, some of the points they put out to me is what I brought out here tonight for us to balance things out. So I want your responses. I want your reactions to some of these things that I will be talking about. So the first person says, you know what? Revenge is important. We need to revenge against nasty people so as to put a stop to their act, so as to bring sanity to our society. That it is our responsibility to do it and not just leave them to God because God ain't going to do anything. For us to preserve our society, for us to put a stop to nasty people becoming, emboldened to continue to be reckless, then we have to avenge. But we have to do it within the boundaries of the law. So I'm asking now, how do we take revenge and still be within the boundary of the law? How do we take revenge and we do not become a criminal? So if there are lawyers on the platform, this is a kind of night that I need my brother Oluwaseun Adeyan. He is a lawyer. This is the night I want him to come and tell us how to take revenge and still be on the side of the law. Remember, I mentioned last week that retribution is also a form of, giving back, um, serving someone back with their own cup of tea. But that is done legally. So you committed a crime, you were arrested, tried to court, you were sentenced to prison. That's retribution because the law has provisions for it. But revenge is what you do by taking laws into your own hands. And you do it because you think you can't wait for the legal system to do it. You can't wait for the natural justice to do it. You think you know what this person who has done this hurt to you deserve in return. And that's what you're serving them back in return. And you think until you do that, you would not, be happy. So I understand it. And that's why I'm bringing it back to you. Intelligent people on this platform. Do you agree with this position? That it is our responsibility to revenge on nasty people for us to have a healthy society. It is our moral duty to retaliate against people who are not fair. People who think they can hurt other people and get away with it. That it is our responsibility to revenge and not leave it to God. But we should do this within the boundaries of the law. Please, I need your contribution. That is one position. Another person says revenge is good for our mental health. That revenge is therapeutic. That you won't feel normal until you have taken revenge. That is when your state of mind can be restored to its previous position, and psychologically you can feel all right. If we have professionals in the in mental health on the platform, please, I need your contribution as well. How far um how far is this true? I say not taking revenge causes further suffering. That's another point. That if somebody tries to hurt you now and they see that you didn't do anything in return, they feel that you are weak, and then they will do it again and again and again and again. So the person is saying, if you really, really want to put an end to this vicious cycle of people continually hurting you, then you need to revenge. That is when they will know that, okay, you don't mess up with this person. But the moment they hurt you, you say leave it for God. They hurt you, you say leave it for God. It said people will never stop hurting you. So it said taking revenge, or he said the person not taking revenge causes future suffering. And you must take revenge to have some self or some form of self-respect. Otherwise, people will keep violating you. I've mentioned 3 points now. This is the third one. The first one says we must avenge to put a stop to the bad behavior of nasty people in our society. Second point says revenge is good for our mental health. And sorry, the first point also says we must do it within the confines of the law. We must stay within the boundaries of the law. So I'm asking, how do you revenge without becoming a criminal? What are the provisions of the law? Or are we confusing revenge with self-respect and with self-defense? I think they're two different things. The second point says revenge is therapeutic. It's good for our mental health. If you don't revenge, you can have mental issues. You can have mental breakdown. And the third point says not taking revenge causes future suffering. That you must take revenge to have self-respect. That if you want to be identified as a consequential person, if you want people to take you serious, if you want people to respect you, you must revenge if you are wronged. Otherwise, the cycle will continue. People will keep hurting you because they know you're weak. But the moment you revenge, you've broken that, or you've interrupted that cycle of hurt. And people will respect you. That is the third point. Do you agree with this? Let me check the comment section. I think some comments are rolling in already. My sister says, one cannot avenge. Okay, let me put it on the screen. One cannot avenge all wrongs. Some wrongs may be avenged, but one thing to consider is this: would revenge give one the closure one needs? Would one be happy after revenge? Right. I said it last week that one of the reasons why people revenge is for closure, and that they think once they hurt the person back, then they will be happy. But still, after carrying out that act, after hurting the person, they're still not happy. After somebody has been sentenced to jail for the crime they committed, the victims or the family of the victim are still not happy. They still want to talk to this person. They still want to, they still want more. And that made me to say that shows that what we really need is not revenge, but making that person who has wronged us to understand what they did, to make them feel sober, to make them understand the gravity of the hurt they've caused us. Until when we can pass this message, until when they can get this message, we can not be happy. So technically, it's not the revenge that gives happiness. That was my position last week. It's making people to understand what they've done to us. But I got feedback back during the week that no, revenge is therapeutic. That it helps our mental well-being when you can, give the person back. Then it helps you mentally. So I'm asking you, now so it be. Also, they're saying if you don't revenge, people won't take you as somebody that is consequential. People will just take you for granted, and you've opened yourself to future suffering because people will just keep messing you about. So you need to revenge to have self-respect. So I'm putting it back to everyone. Do you agree with this point? Do you share um, this sentiment or not? Because if you look at it, some of these things they sound, some of these reasons sound valid, but it's not for me to say yes or no. It's for me to bring it out here for us to balance it out. Um, my side is standing up to hurt is different from revenge. This one I don't understand. I have somebody on the show.
Look at what is happening. I like it.
Hello,
I know that the ambulance they don't work out flexible. They
hello.
ran into the chopper.
Ah, wọ́n ti sá lọ o. Wọ́n ti sá lọ o. All right. If you're having technical issues, I understand. Please do dial in again. But tó bá yẹ pé ẹ kàn test ní tẹ́ ẹ̀ mọ ibi tẹ́ ẹ já sí, okay, orí Japa Jantis lẹ já sí o. But if you have something to contribute to what we are discussing, please feel free to dial in again. For those who want to join me in the studio, perhaps you don't want to type in contact first up, please. You don't need to show your face, you know. They're judging on lórí platform me. So please feel free. I've put out the link for you to um, connect. Please use it. So standing up to hurt is different from revenge. I'll need more explanation on this. I need more clarity on this. Because standing up to hurt, uh, she self-defense in kápẹ́ yẹn ni or well. I mean that when people hurt you, you can assert yourself and let them know you are no pushover. Okay, so in that case, okay, I think I get what you are saying. So in that case, the intention is not to um, maximize harm to the other person, right? So the focus is not to inflict harm on the other person, but to to um, um, to let the other person know that you're not to be messed with. So technically, for self-preservation, in case they want to try that with you the next time, right? So um, so in this case, what you're doing is simply maybe warning the person, either verbally, you know, like an outburst, so to say, angry outburst, letting the person know that, you know, you don't like what they've done, blah, 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 and stuff like that. And that they should not try with you next time. So I think that's what you're saying. So no hurt is involved. You're not harming the person. You're not like doing back to them what they've done to you. But you are just telling them off. If I understand you correctly, I think that is what you're saying. Revenge, on the other hand, is giving an eye for an eye when people hurt you. You let them know that you don't want it. You can't and won't accommodate it. Okay, I get you now. So, yes, I think I understand what they're saying. So, what you are saying is instead of um, taking out revenge, which obviously um, opens another karma account for yourself, and you don't even know whether you are doing this within the confines of the law, because you might get yourself in trouble. And since it's not an act you are carrying out on the spot, it might not be classified as self-defense. So what you can do is, be bold enough to walk up to the person and tell them off, and let them know that what they've done to you should be the last they try that, nonsense with you, and you won't accommodate it in the future. So that's what you are saying we should do rather than um, taking revenge. Okay. Um, I'd like to share a story with you that somebody told me. Um, the kind of revenge they did. Um, why threaten? Ẹ jọ̀ọ́ ẹ ṣàlàyé o. I don't get that. Why threaten? Why threaten? Why threaten? Sister Dayo, please. Let me let me understand you better. Ẹ bá mi expatiate lórí nǹkan tẹ́ ẹ sọ yẹn. So, this person said she was being um, sexually assaulted at work by a superior. And, several times she had, um, appealed to the person to stop. Just like my sister said here, that you should, stand up to hurt. Stand up to the person and say you don't want it, blah, 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 blah. Now, this person has stood up for herself several times, but this person is not stopping. He's a superior. He kept on doing it. So maybe this will invalidate your point. I don't know. But there are some people that you can't stand up to. They won't stop. Wọ́n gbọ́. Wọ́n kì í gbọ́. Because they are laws unto themselves. They believe they can do anything and get away with it. So that's why sometimes I just feel this issue is a bit complicated. Why you don't want to revenge and you are saying just stand up to the person, then you hear this story I want to share with you, where you have tried to assert yourself, where you have tried to, let the person know that you don't like what they're doing to you, but they're not stopping. And also this kind of validates that position that somebody said that if you don't revenge, you've opened yourself to future suffering because people will just keep messing up with you. You see? So the arguments are kind of, when you weigh them, they make sense. And then on the other side, you are thinking, yes. So, and what if they repeat the act? Which is exactly what the story I'm going to share now. Exactly. When you threaten, when you tell them to stop, blah, 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 blah. Okay, you are bringing another position. I think setting appropriate boundaries. So how do you set boundaries? Because setting boundaries is the same thing my sister was saying earlier, that you stand up. So when you stand up to someone, what you are saying is, please put a stop to this nonsense. That is setting boundaries. But what if they repeat it? What if they don't stop? What if they don't stop? What if they keep carrying out the act, which is the story I'm sharing tonight? So, regardless of everything, this lady did, this man kept on, um, you know, messing up with her, and he wouldn't stop. Now, she took the case to the HR and was thinking they would do something, but they didn't do anything because the person is a superior. Somehow, eh, wọ́n kàn paná ọ̀rọ̀ yẹn bákan bákan, you know. So she also talked to few other people directly to let them know what this person is doing and stuff like that. But she didn't get um any help. She didn't get any help from anyone within the organization. So she felt, you know, not supported. She felt um, useless, and she felt she was just she felt she was alone. And you know, ṣé kó pa ẹni yẹn kò lè pa á, kò lè, because that is outside the law now. Kò mọ nǹkan tó máa ṣe. She couldn't leave the job because kò tíì ní um, kò tíì ní iṣẹ́ mi. So somehow she was still at the office, and then one day she got somehow a secret leaked to her, and this person tó ti ń mess about pẹ̀lú ẹ̀ látọjọ́ ẹ̀ is using maybe fake um, um, qualifications to work. So látijọ́ tí ó ti débi iṣẹ́ yẹn, gbogbo nǹkan tó tò pọ̀ tó lóun fi ń ṣiṣẹ́ everything bẹ́yẹn, ọmọ gèǹjé ni. So ìgbà tí secret yẹn tó leak sí lọ́wọ́, bó ṣe lọ leak information yẹn to the superior nìyẹn. Pé check this person out, blah 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 blah, qualification ẹ̀ o fake ni o, ẹ check ẹ̀ out o, blah 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 blah. Ẹ mọ̀ àwọn information téèyàn máa ń send tó jẹ́ pé wọn ò ní mọ ẹni tó send yẹn, òun ló send sí òkè lọ́hùn. So kò sẹ́ni tó mọ̀ pé lady yẹn gan ló send kìíní yẹn. So àwọn yẹn bá check kìíní yẹn out, wọ́n bá rí nítòótọ́ pé ọmọ fake ni ẹni ń lò and stuff like that, and then they sacked the guy. So lady yẹn nísìn, ó feel like yes, òun ti take revenge because ẹni ó ń ṣe nǹkan tóun ò fẹ́ fóun, òun try láti stand up, kò gbọ́, òun set boundaries, kò gbọ́. People around the organization didn't help her, and they were not doing anything about it, and this man was getting crazier and crazier nínú nǹkan tó ń ṣe. So she felt, well, she needs to do something. Ló fi wá lọ lo information tó gbọ́n pa yẹn láti fi rí pé wọ́n lè níbi iṣẹ́. And then she said at that time she felt so happy. She felt satisfied that, she was able to get back at this man. She felt she got the needed justice. Justice that the organization couldn't give to her. She got it on her own. And nobody knew she was the one behind it. The man didn't even know that the setup came through her, but she just felt she needed justice, So, and she's asking me, is this wrong or right? Because personally, she's happy she did it. So, is this a justified action? How would you classify it? Considering the position we opened up regarding revenge in our last discussion. Is she right to have done that? She's happy that at least she got some form of justice. Probably if the organization took up a report, a complaint, well, the man could also have been sacked, but they didn't do anything. And she took this step and got justice for herself. Are we going to say she's wrong in what she has done? Are we going to say she should have folded her hands and just continue to, live with the hurt that this man is giving her? Well, she had the option of leaving the company, resigning, but then she won't have anything else to survive on. And that's why she stayed in the organization. Even though she said after carrying out this act and the man was sacked, she eventually resigned from the organization because she's still angry with the organization that they could not offer her any protection. So why would she still be working for them? They're not looking after her. They don't care about her. So she shouldn't care about them as well. She eventually left. But she was satisfied that the man who was causing her so much pain also got sacked. Even though not as a result of what he has done, but another reason. But she's happy that it came through her. And the man too will face maybe joblessness, have his life disrupted. So, what do you have to say to this? She's right? She's wrong? This are the feedbacks I thought I should bring back to you. Maybe this will change your own views too, um, about revenge. Maybe these points are enough to make you think, yeah, revenge is worth it. At least I've mentioned four now. Three earlier, and then this life experience that I just shared with you. Are these enough reasons for you to um, justify revenge? Or you still think revenge is not worth it? You still think revenge is not necessary? You still think it's worth leaving it to natural justice to balance things out? Or do you think it's your responsibility to avenge against nasty people? Do you think revenge is essential for self preservation so that you save yourself from future suffering? Do you also agree with the position that revenge is good for our mental health? That it is until you take your pound of flesh that you can be mentally satisfied. When you watch other people and when you watch the other person hurt as well, that is when you can feel, yes, now I'm happy. These are the points I want you all to consider. Um, Again, we are not getting enough feedback from the platform. I understand that this is not straightforward. It's something that you might want to um, have moments with yourself alone to think through. I understand that, but if you need to discuss this further, you can, you can get through to me. I'm laughing at what my sister just said now. I said that is not revenge, it's called whistleblowing. But this person is telling me that she did it to get back at the man. So whistleblowing, yes, that's the act. She whistle blew. She whistle blew ni. You know? So whistleblowing, you are correct, is whistleblowing. But the intention ṣe pàtàkì. Ẹ wò gbà tí wọ́n ní kó máa ṣe whistleblowing ní Nàìjíríà gbà yẹn tí wọ́n ń rí owó nínú GP tank, rí owó nínú àwọn empty houses káàkiri. The intent behind those who blew whistle during those times was the reward. Owó tán máa gbà. It's not because they want to get back at anybody. It's not because they are so patriotic. It's not because they love Nigeria so much. No. The intent, the incentive is the money that was promised, the reward. Percentage owó tán máa rí lórí owó tán bá, percentage tán máa fún wọn lórí owó tán bá call out. So in this case, you are correct. Whistleblowing ló ṣe because kò reveal identity ẹ̀. Ó kàn tip off àwọn management ni. So you are correct that check this man out. I think qualification was genuine. So you are correct on that. Whistleblowing. But intention tó fi ṣe ń kọ́. The intention was to revenge. To revenge or to avenge a man who has been sexually molesting her. That is the intent. And intention is so important. It's not the act that should be the focus, but the intention behind it. Ẹlòmíì á ṣe dáadáa lójú gbogbo ayé, ṣùgbọ́n intention ẹ̀ kò dáa. Ó fẹ́ fi gba èrè ni. Ó fẹ́ fi gba oríyìn ni. Ó tún fẹ́ fi du ipò kan ni. Ẹlòmíì á dẹ̀ ṣe nǹkan tó jẹ́ pé gbogbo èèyàn máa condemn ẹ̀ pé ó ṣe wá burú báyìí, ó dẹ̀ dájú nǹkan kan mẹ́rin. But èrò ẹ̀, intention tó fi ṣe ó lè wà valid. Ó lè pure, might be from a pure heart. Tó fi ṣe, it might be as a result of tough love. Ló ń show tó fi ṣe, kì í ṣe pé báyà ó dìídì wicked. So we must not forget that intention, it's important. Yes, whistleblowing ló ṣe. But the intent behind it was to get back at this man. That in tó ṣe fún mi yóò, ìwọ gan máa kẹsàn. Òun ló ṣe ṣe yẹn. So mo clarify yẹn bẹ́ẹ̀ yẹn. Because I get that you want to try and báwo máa ṣe put it, limit this to conjectures alone. You know, no. Ó deeper jù yẹn lọ. Ó deeper jù yẹn lọ. There's an intention behind the whistleblowing act. You know, tó fi ṣe, and the intention behind it was to get back at the man, to revenge fún gbogbo nǹkan tí ó ti ṣe fún. So I want to leave everyone with this point that you can, run through everything again. This is the beauty of life. The complications, the complexities. It's not straightforward. It's not one dimension. Ìlú gángan nílé ayé. Bó ṣe kọ wájú séèyàn kan, ẹ̀yìn ló kọ sẹ́lòmíì. And we will see things from different perspectives. Èèyàn kan lè dúró síbẹ̀ yẹn kó máa wo figure tán kọ sílẹ̀ yẹn kó máa rí 9. Ẹlòmíì á dẹ̀ máa wo from this side á máa rí 6. Èèyàn á máa ní 9 ni, eléyìí á máa ní 6 ni. It's all about perspective. It's all about on which side of the divide you're standing. It's all about ṣó ṣe é rí, ìgbà tó ṣe é kí ló ṣe. Òun Yorùbá ṣe máa ń ní tó bá kọ wájú sí ẹ kó o ta, tó bá kẹ̀yìn sí ẹ kó o ta, tó bá kù wọ nìkan kó o tún èrò ara ẹ pa. These feedbacks I got, for those who listened to the original discussion I had last week, you will bear me witness that I mentioned this point. I mentioned this point as part of the reason why people take revenge. I mentioned that in some cultures, it is something you have to do to preserve the name of your family. I mentioned that within some business cycle, you have to take revenge, to set a statement, bold statement, to set boundaries, to let people know that no, eléyìí ò gbàgbàkúgbà. People take revenge because they think it will give them closure. So all these points, I mentioned them last week. So I think I was fair in my discussion last week. And in my summation, I didn't say don't revenge. I didn't say revenge. All I did say was that I will paint for you the clearer picture of revenge. And then it's entirely up to you what you do with the information that you take away from that discussion on the day. I said it was for educational purpose. Into bá gbọ́, into bá wù ẹ́ kó fi ṣe. But into standard ni wípé the universe has its way of balancing things out. Àtòrí àtìkà ìkan kì í gbé. There's nothing we do that hangs. Everything must be balanced. Everything, there's a return. Oní bá lọ àbọ̀ àbọ̀. Kò sí nǹkan tó kàn lọ tí ò padà. Everything must be balanced. So bó bá ṣeré, wàá kẹsàn-án rẹ̀. Bó bá ṣe bí, wàá gbà bí. Ìgbà tá a ṣẹlẹ̀ la mọ̀, ṣùgbọ́n ó máa ṣẹlẹ̀. So if you have been hurt, mọ̀ pé ẹni yẹn ó láti balance account yẹn. Tí wọn náà bá wà báyìí pé dandan ni kó o gbẹ̀san, no problem. Gbẹ̀san. But ìwọ náà mọ̀ wípé o ti ṣí àkáǹtì lẹ̀ tí ìwọ náà ń láti balance. Guarantee ni. Torí gbogbo ohun tá a bá ṣe là á gba èrè ẹ̀. That was my position last week. But I just felt it's necessary for me to come with this, reactions. Just for us to know wípé mi ò kàn wá sọ̀rọ̀ fún yín because I thought it was easy or simple. No, mi ò ignore wípé ó wà complicated. Mi ò ignore ẹ̀. And me, then make up mind yín fún yín nǹkan tí kẹ́ ṣe. You will make up your mind yourself because you have to face the consequences of your choices. You can choose. You can do whatever you want. But you are not free from the consequences of those choices. That is my position. So, I think I've been able to balance this discussion now, and we can move on to other things in our future discussion on the platforms. Yes, that is all for tonight, really. But you have some things to think about. And this is life. And that is the purpose of this platform. To deal with issues. Complicated issues. To talk about them. And to discuss them in a robust manner, such that every angle tó necessary on la touch, on la wò. So that's all I have for us tonight. I was going to mention this. If you have um, topics, if you have issues that you think you would want us to look at, please feel free to drop me a message. You can send me a DM. Anything you want us to discuss, whether Oru Junior, whether you want to clarify your own position or thought. I don't need to mention your name when I'm discussing it. Topic yẹn ló kàn mí. N tá fẹ́ sọ yẹn òun ló kàn mí. Not saying lágbájá sọ pé kíní kan. So I will keep your anonymity. I won't blow your cover. So don't be scared. You say àti bá lọ sọ nǹkan báyìí, wọ́n bá lọ sọ pé èmi ni mo wá sọ nǹkan báyìí. So be rest assured that we will keep you protected. So please feel free to get through to me if you have topics that you think ẹ jẹ́ ká discuss kìíní, ẹ jẹ́ ká sọ nǹkan báyìí, ẹ jẹ́ ká check nǹkan báyìí out, please. Feel free to bring it, no matter how hard, no matter how crude, no matter how, name it, we will attempt it. That's why the program is called Jagbajantis. Anything là ń gbẹ́nu sí, anything là ń tojú bọ̀, anything là ń tọwọ́ bọ̀. Anything. So please feel free to reach out. Thank you very much for joining me tonight. It is on this note that I will draw the curtain tonight. Until we meet again next week, Friday. Stay healthy and God bless you. Odaro.
Ṣe jẹ́jẹ́ síbi tí ẹ ládàlẹ̀ ayé kò mà ṣẹ̀dá tó mọ̀ ọ́la ó jẹ́ ṣe jẹ́jẹ́ ọ̀rẹ́ mi o ayé gbẹ̀gẹ́ inú ẹni ṣàlámọ̀ a ò mẹ́ni tó fẹ́ ni ká ṣe bí ẹni kú káwọ́ ẹni tí ó ṣe dàrò ẹni ṣàṣà ènìyàn nífẹ̀ẹ́ ní lẹ́yìn tẹ̀rù tọmọ nífẹ̀ẹ́ ní lójú ẹni ọmọ aráyé abániwọ̀rọ̀ pa orí dání wọn ayé ò fẹ́ ní ìfọ̀rọ̀ orí ẹni ní pẹ́ kó yẹ ni. You gotta be strong cause the world is a battlefield. Òjò láyé ó gbé ní lọ bá ò bá mọ̀ wẹ̀. Má ṣe lọ́la òtọ́ láì bá dé. Stress of ìdákùn ṣe jẹ́jẹ́. Ilé ayé ogun ni ó gbọ̀gbọ́n. Ẹ̀sọ̀ pẹ̀lẹ́ láyé gbà rẹ̀. Ẹ jẹ́ ká máa ṣe jẹ́jẹ́. Kíbi tí ẹ ládàlẹ̀ ayé. Kò má ṣẹ̀dá tó mọ̀ ọ́la. Ó jẹ́ ṣe jẹ́jẹ́ ọ̀rẹ́ mi o. Ayé gbẹ̀gẹ́. Inú ẹni ṣàlámọ̀. A ò mẹ́ni tó fẹ́ ni. Ṣé rántí a ò mẹ́rin ìjọba ẹ̀wẹ̀kú ẹ̀wẹ̀lẹ̀? Àwọn lọ́tẹ̀ ni wọ́n dìde wọn lájànà kó lè rínú gbọ́gbé. Àṣenìtàn bá ní ìdàrú ṣálọ̀ máa ráyé. Àwọ̀ fẹ́lẹ́ bòónù kò já àríkùn má ṣe bí. You gotta be wise to survive and keep your sanity. Ọjà ọ̀dájú ní ilé ayé, o ní láti mọ̀ ọ́n rà. Àyàgbé ọ̀gẹ̀gẹ̀ tó bá ti lówó, ọ̀yàn òun ló wà lọ́jọ́ ogún dé. Ọwọ́ epo láyé ńlá, wọ́n kì í lá tẹ̀jẹ̀. Ara lámọ̀ á ò mọ́nú, ẹni ayé yẹ kó rọra ṣe ṣọ́ra. ṣe jẹ́jẹ́. Ọ̀rẹ́ mi ṣòwò dára tẹ́lẹ̀ ayé. Àgbà tó ti fi tó ọ̀la yòókù lọ́gbọ́n. Ó jẹ́ ṣe jẹ́jẹ́ ọ̀rẹ́ mi o. Ayé gbẹ̀gẹ́. Inú ẹni ṣàlàmọ̀. A ò mẹ́ni tó fẹ́ ni. Ẹ̀sọ̀ pẹ̀lẹ́ láyé gbà